At 2:17 a.m., the phone rang inside Maplewood Police Department. Most nights that phone stayed silent. Maplewood Heights was the kind of town where people forgot to lock their doors, where neighbors waved but never really talked, where crime felt like something that happened somewhere else. Detective Mark Reynolds picked up on the third ring. 911. What's your emergency? For a moment, there was nothing but breathing, shallow, trembling. She's alive, a man whispered. Reynolds straightened. Sir, who's alive? She wasn't supposed to be, the voice said. The line went dead. 6 hours later, Maplewood learned what fear felt like. A jogger found a girl lying near the woods behind Riverside Park, barefoot, her clothes torn, blood crusted into her hair. Paramedics arrived expecting a body. Instead, they found a pulse. At the hospital, when nurses ran her fingerprints, the system froze because Emily Carter was already listed as dead, declared deceased 3 days earlier after her car was found abandoned off Highway 71. Blood in the trunk, DNA confirmed, enough to end a life twice over. Detective Reynolds stared at the monitor, feeling something cold settle in his chest. Dead people didn't come back. Emily woke up at 10:41 a.m. Her eyes fluttered open, unfocused, panicked, as if the room itself was threatening her. You're safe, Reynolds said softly. You're in the hospital. She didn't believe him. They said I was special, she whispered. Who? Reynolds asked. Her lips trembled. The men. Emily's memory came in fragments. She remembered leaving her job at a dental clinic, getting into her car, the white van stopping too close behind her, a needle, fire in her veins, then a room, concrete walls, bright lights that never turned off, cameras in every corner. There were other girls, Emily said, tears streaking down her face. All like me. Like you how? Reynolds asked. Brown hair, same age, same height. How many? He pressed. Emily swallowed. 7. The first body was found that afternoon. A girl buried in a shallow grave 20 miles outside town. Same forehead cut, same build, same hair. Cause of death, controlled blood loss. Not rage, not panic, precision. By nightfall, the FBI arrived. They didn't call it a serial killer. They called it an operation. Agent Laura Kim didn't sugarcoat it. Someone is running a selection process, she said, standing over crime scene photos. They abduct women who match a specific biological profile. For what? Reynolds asked. Kim looked at him. That's the question. Emily was never supposed to wake up. That much became clear when the autopsy on the buried girl revealed surgical marks, blood drawn carefully, organs untouched. They're testing something, Kim said, and Emily failed. Failed what? Reynolds asked. Kim hesitated. We don't know yet. At 11:58 p.m., Emily screamed. Doctors rushed in. Her heart rate spiked, then dropped. She's coding, someone yelled. Reynolds pushed into the room just as Emily grabbed his wrist with sudden strength. They know, she gasped. Know what? Reynolds asked. That I told you. The monitor went flat. Emily Carter was pronounced dead at 12:06 a.m. Again. Reynolds didn't sleep that night. Something felt wrong. Too clean. Too controlled. Emily hadn't died from injuries. She'd been injected. Toxicology revealed a compound not approved for medical use. Experimental. Expensive. Someone wanted her silent. 2 days later, another girl disappeared. Then another. Always the same type. Always from quiet towns. Always reported missing within minutes. Reynolds began to notice patterns no one else wanted to see. Private clinics, corporate donors, shell companies funding medical research, and one name that kept surfacing in paperwork no one questioned: Ardent Biotech. Ardent's research facility sat just outside Columbus. Clean, legal, untouchable, on paper. Reynolds went in undercover as a maintenance contractor. What he found chilled him. Underground labs, locked rooms, medical equipment stained with blood, and a wall of photos. Women's faces. Emily Carter's photo was crossed out in red. Below it, handwritten, rejected. The head researcher didn't run. He smiled. You think this is murder? The man said calmly as security closed in. We're saving lives. By killing women? Reynolds snapped. By finding the right ones, the man replied. Most bodies fail. A few don't. Emily failed, Reynolds said. She lived, the man corrected. That scared us. Before Reynolds could act, the facility went into lockdown. Alarms blared. In the chaos, Reynolds accessed one final file. The project name made his blood run cold. Project Lazarus. The goal, controlled human revival. Emily hadn't been abducted. She'd been tested, and she survived longer than anyone else ever had. The case was buried. Ardent Biotech shut down voluntarily. No arrests, no trials. Officially, Emily Carter died tragically. Unofficially, Reynolds knew the truth. Somewhere, the research continued. Different town, different girls, same system. Months later, Reynolds received a package. No return address. Inside was a phone. It rang the moment he touched it. A familiar voice whispered through the speaker. She's alive. Reynolds closed his eyes. History was repeating itself. Detective Mark Reynolds hadn't slept in weeks. Every phone call, every missing girl reminded him of Emily Carter and the nightmare that never truly ended. The Maplewood Police Department had grown quiet again, but Reynolds knew better. Somewhere another girl was being selected. Somewhere Project Lazarus continued. It started with a single email, no sender, just a single line. She survived. You cannot stop it. Attached, a photo. Another girl, pale, terrified, with the same brown hair, same height, same type. Reynolds felt the chill in his bones. He recognized the expression instantly. Emily's fear mirrored in this new victim. He called Agent Laura Kim. They're still active, Reynolds said. Different town, same pattern. Kim didn't flinch. They've been expanding quietly. We think the last shutdown was just a PR move. Ardent Biotech, or someone like them, is testing elsewhere. Reynolds started tracing the clues. Shell companies funding medical research, private clinics in small towns, always just outside city limits. Discrete shipments of chemicals, highly controlled and untraceable. Every lead pointed to one chilling conclusion. They weren't looking for death. They were hunting perfection. He traveled to Cedar Falls, a quiet town miles from Maplewood. The girl had been abducted from here just hours before. Reynolds reviewed surveillance, street cameras, gas stations, dash cams. Then he saw it, a white van, unmarked, too clean, parked too close behind her car. The driver didn't care about cameras. Someone confident, someone untouchable. Reynolds went undercover again, this time as a delivery contractor for medical supplies. The facility was on a remote hill, surrounded by cameras and barbed wire. Inside, he saw a new generation of labs, stainless steel, bright fluorescent lights, and a row of glass chambers. Inside one chamber, a girl unconscious, hooked up to tubes. Her heart rate monitored, blood being extracted with precision. Reynolds' stomach turned. A voice behind him whispered, calm, controlled, "Curiosity will get you killed." He spun around. A man in a white lab coat smiled. Mid-40s, slick hair, eyes too sharp. "You're new," the man said. "Curious, good, but dangerous." Reynolds didn't answer. He needed proof. He sneaked into the file room. Files marked Project Lazarus, Phase 2. Target, girls aged 18 to 22, specific biometrics. Method, abduction, controlled revival, selection based on physiological response. Outcome, most subjects fail and are disposed of. A rare few survive, causing chaos. Emily Carter's name appeared again, crossed out in red. Below it, unexpected survival. Monitor closely. Reynolds clenched his fists. Suddenly, alarms blared. The facility went into lockdown. "Time to go," the lab head said almost gently. "We can't have witnesses." Reynolds ran. Heart pounding, he dodged security, cameras, and hallways that seemed endless. He grabbed one of the glass chamber's control panels and recorded everything. Evidence of abductions, evidence of revival experiments, evidence of murder masquerading as medical research. He escaped into the night with the files. Cedar Falls was still asleep. Reynolds knew they would move fast. They always did. Back at his motel, he reviewed the data. One file stood out, a list of upcoming targets, names, ages, towns. Each one fit the same profile. Each one was special. And at the bottom, a single notation in red ink. Next, she must live. Reynolds knew immediately. It wasn't just about killing. It was about controlling life itself. And this next girl, they wanted her alive. For the first time. He picked up the phone. He had to warn someone. Anyone. The line rang. "She's alive," whispered the familiar, trembling voice. Reynolds froze. Emily, or someone like her. The voice continued. "They're coming for me again. You have to stop them." The line went dead. Reynolds stared at the phone. Outside, the town slept. Quiet. Too quiet. Somewhere the system was still running. Somewhere girls were still being tested. And somewhere Project Lazarus was far from over.